Hi, it's Collette from the Sacred Rose Temple, and I am wondering how you are all doing. It is potent medicine that is going on in our collective and amongst the spiritual community that I work with. And we're just all feeling such a big space of transition and the darker stuff coming up. And if you're on this side of the hemisphere that I'm in France, we're going to soon go down with Persephone into the underworld, into winter, and that's going to take us into more work on ourselves. It's going to take us more into that deeper reflective state of what is it I'm looking for in life? What am I actually doing? Am I in the right place with the right people? Am I doing the right thing? And especially if you've been going through a difficult time in relationship, or maybe with your body, maybe there's been disease or illness, or something quite tragic has happened to you, or you've had an emotional time. We've got to really consider why that is. Why has this occurred? Why has this happened? How do I begin to heal that? What are the next steps? I think the biggest thing is not really trying to get the answers straight away. I'm really bad for that. I'm pretty controlling in the way that I like to know what's going on. I like a structure, I like a plan. But that's not the way it's riding at the moment. And that's very, very challenging for me. It's really about being in the moment. It's about waking up. It's about saying, how do I get through today? What's today asking of me? What do I do today? And then it's about taking action and steps. It's about feeling, really feeling, not avoiding. Avoidance of feeling is one of the ways and the reasons we get stuck in loops. When we understand how we feel, we then can try to locate the emotion underneath the feeling. So yesterday I was feeling quite disconnected at one point, and then I realized that there was sadness under the disconnection. And that's probably why I was disconnecting. I was holding space yesterday for a women's circle. And I realized that I disconnected to hold space. And then the opportunity came up in the circle for me to actually reconnect and express my sadness and feel the sadness that I was holding inside of me. So it's really important that we do that. And then that asks us to take an action. There seems to be a lot of apathy around in this energy, in this environment we're in. And, you know, the biggest and worst problem is to say, okay, like, I'm just going to see what happens. There always needs to be a little movement, like a movement. How do I move something? What action is this asking me to take? And that question should be there. What action is that asking me to take? That moment, it might be silence, it might be stillness, it might be to do nothing. But if you're just always alternative answer is to do nothing, is to surrender, then that probably isn't the answer. And you need to find out what action piece you need to take to move forward. The whole energy is really asking us to become more sovereign in ourselves, to be able to feel what we're feeling, emote what we need to emote, take the actions we need to take. Notice where we're relying on others, where we might be leaning too heavily, where we've not been able to stand on our own 2 feet, where we've been avoiding things, taking responsibility, stepping up, facing what clearly hasn't been working. You know, if something hasn't been working, facing it and trying to fix it. That's what we do with things that aren't working. We try to fix them. And so we fix them, we try to fix them. If they're not fixable, we then discard, we leave, we move on, we change. But we're in a society that the throwaway is really, really easy. We throw that away. Okay, that relationship's broken. Okay, this is broken. Okay, this is broken. Let's get a new one. And that really isn't helpful to us on an evolutionary soul path. What we must say is, can I fix this? And it usually stems with, can I fix me? What is it in me that needs fixing that can move this situation on? am I going to give this some energy to fix before I throw away? And for me, that's really been important, that I have the sovereignty and the staying power to fix things, because I've always been somebody that kind of was like, okay, next, move on. This isn't working. And so it's a change for me to try to say, let me see if this works. Let me put some time and energy and effort into this. Let me be open to healing and fixing this before I move on, because I can't fix it. So I think that's a really important question for all of us to say to ourselves. Are we giving it the attention that we need? And for many of us, we will go into avoidance. We will just avoid. We will keep ourselves busy. We will make all the excuses we can to avoid how we feel, to avoid the fact that it's us, not an other, not the other, but it's actually us. So we're getting the opportunity to correct that now, to take a good look at ourselves, our behavior, and how we move forward in that. There's a lot of celestial and planetary feminine energy around Venus, Juno, Vesta. I've seen people sharing a lot of information about this, and those goddesses, those deities, those representations of us are very, very important at the moment when we're seeing a need for the feminine to rise. And I'm not just excluding this to women. I'm speaking about this in men as well, and how that feminine energy that lives within both men and women and all things is actually really seeking home on planet Earth. It's not just seeking home. It's not just seeking to be seen and acknowledged. It's seeking a space where it's honored, where it's adored, where it's really rejoiced and celebrated, that the feminine energy is super, super healing for this planet, that the feminine is a nurturing, compassionate, loving energy that is going to bring some healing balm right now to the wounds of the world that are open, and the wounds within ourselves that are opening up right now. So the feminine does offer healing balm. And can we all find that healing balm within us? What is that healing balm? So, for example, because Venus is prevalent at the moment, the Venus energy is all about beauty. It's all about luxury. It's all about that adoration and the sensuality. And that might be the very healing balm we need. Sensuality, the space that I'm going through now, like really just allowing myself in hurt and pain that I'm experiencing, to still allow my sensuality through, to feel me as a sensual, alive woman that's vibrant, even though things are happening to me. I don't want to drop into a quagmire of pain, even though I'm allowing the pain to leave my body. I still want to feel this other side of me. And I think that is really coming out through this painful process I'm going through, that I am also this kind of Venus energy. I'm Taurus, I'm Venus through and through. And what that means to me as an expression, and how I can really bring that through in my life, in my work, in my relationships. So think about the celestial, representation, the feminine representation, the mythical representation, and the astrological representations that you're seeing. I don't want to feed you with them. I just did my own. But think, when you see online or in a book or in an astrology reading, which feminine energy is trying to make itself known to you, and what that actually means to you, what she's trying to give you. We've got the Vesta, the soul. We've got the Virgin, which means, virgin, pure energy within inside us. That means the betrothed, the bride of God. We talk about Juno, that's like really about fertility and pregnancy and other things. So what feminine mythological, astrological representation is showing itself to you at the moment, and why? That's a really good place to go as the feminine. So that gives us some more food for thought. That gives us some more medicine to work with. So I'm going to leave it there. I feel very, very sore with the wounds, but I also feel very alive with a new energy that wants to come through. I am trying to also sink into the collectiveness of the unknown and the mystery, and allowing this to pan out as it should and how it will, without trying to control it. So wish me luck and good luck to you all, and I will speak to you all very soon. Bye for now.